Coral Bridge, very similar conditions. In and out of downtown Fort Myers, you got an easy 2-minute drive on both the Edison and Caloosahatchee. Heading through the Sanibel Causeway right now, we're not seeing any problem spots out there, so it looks like everything's flowing, getting you on and off the island in an easy 4 minutes, and we're heading into the 6 o'clock hour without a single crash across Lee, Collier, or Charlotte County. That's your Wake News traffic.
Take your margarita or daiquiri to go, but there is a catch. New at 6 o'clock, the rules that take effect today and what to know before you order your takeout meal.
But first, a huge thank you for one of our nation's heroes. We'll show you what a veteran and her family are now saying this morning after they get a life-changing gift.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
My name is Talia Castellano, and I'm 9 years old. In 2007, I was diagnosed with cancer.
Talia's mother describes how a devastating diagnosis could have gotten even worse.
Because she has chemotherapy, she's had surgeries, she needed a lot of blood and a lot of platelet transfusions.
Later on in my treatment, about a year ago, there was a shortage of O negative blood.
I had no idea that that ever existed. My mindset was there was a blood bank and it had all this blood, and that's not true. That's not the case.
There's always a need for blood for families like Talia's and maybe even families like yours. Find out where and how to give at floridasbloodcenters.org and join a community of local heroes saving lives.
It's pretty cool to know you just gave blood and it's gonna go to someone that needs it.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Hey, Alexa, play 92.5 Fox News.
The gift of a lifetime for a veteran in need. Army Private First Class Angela Hatfield is waking up in her mortgage-free home in Lehigh Acres, and it's all thanks to Homes for Heroes. Take a look inside. Hatfield suffered a traumatic brain injury during her service in the armed forces. As a result, she has a permanent speech disability. She told us it is such a relief knowing people care and appreciate what veterans do for our country.
Do you remember the tiny Shih Tzu who was stolen from that pet store in Fort Myers earlier this month? Look at that cute little thing. Well, this morning, Bandit is waking up in a new home, and it looks like he has some brothers and sisters. These pictures were sent to Wink News from his new mom, who says the puppy is the perfect addition to their family. And I bet Bandit is very thankful just to be in a stable environment.
Yeah, along with Charlie and Maloney is what Mom said. Those are the brothers' names.
Not
very
the only,
cute.
Not the only kid anymore.
These images have been seen around the world, and now President Biden will see them in person. We are live in Surfside awaiting the president's visit. Our coverage continues after this.
Plus, digging for deals. A new tax holiday starts this morning. We already told you about the events included. Ahead at 6 o'clock, the other necessities that are tax-free today.
And saying no to COVID-19 vaccine passports coming up in just 15 minutes. Who will not be able to ask you if you have been vaccinated? That's coming up next on Wake News This Morning at 6.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Are you looking to have built or repaired a shingle, metal, or tile roof? Do you want to hire a company where the owner personally inspects your job and every job? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers Roofing. If the answer is yes,
844 WB Built.
WB Williamson Brothers Roofing represents the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a quote for the construction or repair of a shingle, metal, or tile roof, call me, Jimmy,
844 WB Built.
Or visit us at 2944 South Street in Fort Myers. Williamson Brothers Roofing also specializes in standing seam metal roofs and commercial flat roofs. Satisfied clients include Florida Gulf Coast University and Pensacola State College. Call Williamson Brothers Roofing at 844 WB Built. That's
844 WB Built.
That's 844 WB Built.
This is House Call for Health. Scientists have successfully edited the genes of human embryos for the first time in the United States, marking a controversial step toward the future of helping newborns avoid inherited diseases. The experiment was initially meant as an exercise, and the embryos were not allowed to develop for more than a few days. They were never meant to be implanted into a womb. Researchers at Oregon Health and Science University are believed to be the first in the U.S. to accomplish the task, which reportedly has been carried out in China as well. In the U.S., the researchers used a technique called CRISPR, which allows for specific sections of DNA to be altered or replaced. The changes are permanent and are not passed down to any offspring. Critics of the work say it may lead to so-called designer babies, which is the practice of producing more desirable traits. But proponents of the work believe it holds great potential to avoid many genetic diseases. For more on this story, check foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health, I'm Alex Hine, Fox News.
Hi, this is Ozzy Osbourne. For many years, you know I've had a drink problem and I'm trying to battle that problem every single day. But one thing I don't drive my car when I'm drinking. I get someone to drive me. Do not drink and drive. It's the stupidest thing. If you drink, just don't drive. Not only are you going to hurt yourself, you may hurt some other person, and you wouldn't want that on your conscience, would you?
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Fox News, and it's up to 18 people found dead in the Surfside, Florida condo collapse.
2 of these were children, aged 4 and 10.
Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava, 145 remain missing.
First responders are using 3D images created by the Israeli Defense Forces to help rescuers identify where victims and maybe even survivors could be.
Fox's Charles Watson in Surfside, where President Biden will visit later this morning. A new tropical storm just formed in the Atlantic. Elsa, it could threaten South Florida next week. Former President Trump took a trip to Texas, then told Fox's Hannity,
"We have a border that's very bad right now and very dangerous for our country."
Blaming President Biden for stopping wall construction and undoing his policies that Democrats claim were cruel and undermined immigration. While China faces international pressure to cooperate with a probe to find COVID, and if it leaked out of a lab studying viruses, it's Celebration Day there. Fox's Simon Owen has more live.
David, a lavish ceremony in Tiananmen Square marking 100 years of China's ruling Communist Party. President Xi Jinping said China will not allow itself to be bullied, and he said anyone who tries will end up with their heads bashed and bloody in front of the Iron Great Wall of the 1.4 billion Chinese people. He said the goal for the party's second century is to develop China into a great, modern, socialist power. Dave?
Simon Bill Cosby spent the night at home after being set free when the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned his sexual assault conviction.
Cosby still denies any wrongdoing, tweeting, quote, "I have never changed my stance nor my story. I have always maintained my innocence. Thanks to all of my fans and supporters who stood by me through this ordeal."
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Thursday morning. We're seeing some patchy fog out across parts of Southwest Florida this morning. FHP is issuing a travel advisory for Charlotte, Lee, and Collier counties, although we are mostly seeing that visibility issue inland this morning, so closer into Immokalee, DeSoto County. Just keep in mind some of those roads going to be a little bit harder to see on this morning. I-75 visibility is not too bad, and closer to the coast on 41. You should be good this morning. Good news is we're not seeing any crashes just yet out across the Lee, Collier, or Charlotte counties. 41 running up to speed, and we're clear on the bridges right now heading out between the Cape and Fort Myers. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A rinse and repeat forecast for today with additional scattered thunderstorms developing towards this afternoon. Highs pushing to near 89 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. Thunderstorm chances dwindle as we head into this evening. Friday morning, kicking off the day to a few showers and storms close to the coast as temperatures start in the middle 70s, then warm to near 90 for the afternoon, with thunderstorms set to push inland. Heading into the upcoming weekend, we will be looking a little bit drier for Saturday and Sunday, with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Stevens. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Back or neck pain is not just unpleasant, it can be debilitating, preventing you from performing your daily routine and even confining you to bed. In decades past, patients suffering from spinal issues were often just given pain medication, spinal injections, and, when they did not heal, often underwent spinal surgery. Luckily, there is now another option, non-surgical spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we use an advanced technology to apply a completely safe unloading force to relieve nerve compression associated with bulging herniated discs, sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, neuropathy. This award-winning approach, safe for any age, has gained international praise from physicians for its success. Complete pain relief is achievable. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Summertime is the perfect time to get outside and get your morning going. So grab a Nature Valley granola bar, get outdoors, and experience the energizing power of nature this morning.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Buy 2 windows, get a third free. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
If you're tired of the old cable news, you now have a choice. It's Newsmax. Every minute, Newsmax gives you the real news you can trust. Watch people like Ben Carson, Mike Huckabee, Alan Dershowitz, Dick Morris, Nancy Brinker, Mike Reagan, Rudy Giuliani, and more. Newsmax is on all major cable systems, or free on Roku, Zumo, Pluto, YouTube, and most smart TVs. Plus, download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone and start watching Newsmax now, America's trusted news source.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Announcer is a paid presenter.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. How are you? It's good to see you. 239-479-5592. This is Talk and Text Line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's, and we do appreciate you watching this program wherever you are located in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, and all across the globe. I have no idea why. Yeah, I went there. All right, coming up this morning, let's see, a couple of things that we're going to get to in just a minute. The president at the Texas-Mexico border. Did he make a decision about 2024? Did he make an announcement last night? There's that, plus really digging into what has happened along the border. And, oh, by the way, he also did mention elections. Hey, is he allowed to mention elections considering that the very one-party Democrat state city of New York has their own election integrity issues? But there's nothing to see here. It's not like anything that we should be worried about, considering that it's Democrats that are doing it, because it almost appears as if they're trying to get the candidate, the left, that they want. It's weird. You know, tell me if you've heard this story before. Candidate is winning hands down in an election. You get to about 80%, 85%. The numbers are just unbelievable, cruising to a victory. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, look at this. And then leap forward. And next thing you know, it's like, hey, I'm not winning by as much anymore. As a matter of fact, the margin's awfully slim. As a matter of fact, if people were to recount this, I might actually lose. Hey, does that sound familiar to anybody? You know, we don't want to go there. Trump. Sorry, did I say 2020? What? I got to stop doing that. I've got these hiccups. And sometimes 2020. Election, what? All right, so we'll get to some of that coming up. Jen Psaki cannot name a single Republican who supported defunding the police, but they're going to continue to gaslight this issue. Why would they do this? Why are Democrats, the White House, so insistent on pushing a narrative that is a lie? Why would they try to make it seem like and push into the universe that Republicans are the problem? They wanted to defund the police. Like, why not just say a few things about it and move on? Why even go after Republicans on this issue? Do you see what I'm saying? Right, Jake? Do you know what I mean? And typically, if you do something or say something wrong and somebody brings it up, do you take the story and go, oh, well, it was a moment in time, and, we're concerned about this as well, and I've always been concerned about whatever it is that you said incorrectly, and then you kind of move on to the next topic because the news cycle moves fast. But instead, you decide to say, well, I've never liked that flavor of mint. It's a weird. I know the flavor of mint. It's a bad example. But it came up yesterday. My son was trying to understand. He loves the, spearmint and peppermint mints, and he just doesn't understand mints that have flavors in them. And he's kind of like, So anyway, like, why specifically lie and go after Republicans when you can just say, hey, we've always been for funding the police, and we believe in the safety and security of the country. Moving on, but instead you lie and you flip it. There's an easy explanation for this. And we'll get to that in just a second. By the way, the other story that I wanted to get to this morning has to do with the Florida transgender bill. You knew that this was going to get pushback. The playing girls' sports in public schools, this new law that the governor signed. Well, a 13-year-old transgender is now suing, well, I'm sure the family's doing, suing the governor. There's a little more to this story that we're going to get to. And also, in Ohio, wait till you hear the audio of what happened in Ohio when a GOP female representative proposed protecting women's sports and wanted to put forward a Save Women's Sports Act. And I'm just going to give you a little teaser. Let me see if I can do this right now. A little tease on this. This is the sound of Democrats while this GOP female representative is presenting this bill. Listen to the sound in the background. And as hard as this is going to be to believe, while she's presenting in the Ohio State House, this is the sound that you hear in the background. Listen.
That regulates interscholastics shall permit biological males to participate on athletic team or an athletic competition designated only for biological female participants.
No, that's not somebody stuck in a closet trying to get out during the proceedings and is panicking. That's actually Democrat legislators screaming and slamming on their desks while she's like in a fit of rage. It's embarrassing. It's humiliating. And it's what Democrats do. So we're going to get to that coming up. Hey, listen, if you're a Democrat and you hate that I do that and you think it's outrageous and why do you say these things? I'm a Democrat and I don't feel this. Well, you should re-examine why you're a part of the Democrat Party. Because you're, hey, I'll say it. Communist, social, Democrat politics are just destroying the country. Your party is destroying the country. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me about the great Joe Biden administration policy that is strengthening and unifying the country. What is it?
All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
I'm asking. All right. The former president of the United States, Donald Trump, on the border yesterday, visiting and talking about what was going on during his administration, making the case for the completion of the security wall between the U.S. and Mexico, and is looking at some of what has been happening with the surge of not only illegal immigration, but also the surge of criminals crossing the border, of fentanyl, the kind of numbers that we thought were going down, now turning around, and the drugs that are being brought into this country. 180,000 people apprehended at the border last month. 40% of those turned back had previously crossed. That's compared to fewer than 25,000 in late 2020, according to CBP data. And Dave Ray, Federation for American Immigration Reform, is going to join us at 7:05, and we'll get into some more details on that. But let's listen to some of what the president had to say. This was last night on Hannity's program, where he started to talk about the criminal aspect of not securing the border and the concerns that were there, and some of the decisions that his administration made, that he made, and just simple questions that he asked when it came to what we can and cannot do with countries south of our border that are allowing and what we're hearing now, opening up prisons, allowing for these criminals to cross, to get them out of their countries. But listen to this exchange, and I'll explain why this is important in just a minute.
The three countries, I know the heads of the three countries, they're smart. They're very street smart dictators, okay? But they're very street smart people. And I like them, they like me, we get along, but it's like business is business.
You know they're evil, but they're not dumb.
I don't know, they're not. Look, we got along. I said, how much should we pay those countries? $500 million, sir. But what does that have to do with it, sir? It has everything to do. Don't pay anymore. We didn't pay, and then I was called, stop payment. No, it's called, we stopped payment. You ever hear the term, we stopped payment? And we stopped payment, and then the next day I get a call from all three. President, you stopped payment. No more money coming into the three countries. I said, that's right, you're not taking your criminals back, but we would love to. Nobody asked us properly. We would love to take MS-13 back. They are wonderful people. I said, fine. We sent them back by the thousands. They took them.
Okay. Now, obviously, there's some humor thrown in there, and if the media were to examine exactly what he said last night, and he were the president of the United States, you can only imagine how they would address the way that he was putting it, and tongue-in-cheek, and how he was saying things, but of course, the way the media would present it. But there is something to be said about, again, the presentation of something that nobody asked before. well, we're sending them money. They're not going to take them back. They're starting there and making their way here. They didn't start here, and we're trying to get them to take our criminals. So what about this aspect of quote-unquote negotiations? That thing that people had talked about before when the president was in office, that you would look in Washington, D.C. in a completely different way. It's not business as usual. It wasn't business as usual. And how many people did that frustrate, including those that were and still are part of the establishment, and how that frustrated them. And even to hear this frustration now, but did it work or did it not work? Is he right or is he wrong? Not that examination. And it's never that examination. You know, it's always about the personal. Hey, look, when there are people, and I follow people on Twitter, and I see some things all the time about how much they hate the president, just get past him and stop bringing the former president up and this 2024 run, and stop doing this. You're going to be sorry what you wish for, because we don't want to go back. We've got other people. We've got Ron DeSantis and others that will be able. What I'm asking those same individuals is something that's very simple. Can you at least look at some of the policies and the things that he was doing and give me some of the positives? Can you do that? Give me those things and talk a little bit about that. Just give me a little nugget of something that you actually can appreciate about why so many people look and see someone who was fighting for the country and the positive things that happened, as opposed to, we can't have the tweets back. Well, we can't have we're going to hear this all over again. Is this what it's going to? That's all I'm saying. Oh, that's part of what I'm saying. And then something else he said last night, and I thought this was interesting here. Listen.
2 more months, everything would have been completed.
Talking about the wall, right? 2 more months.
And they said, just like with the Keystone Pipeline, they're not going to do it. 48,000 jobs out the window, and an environmental pipeline, much better than other forms of transportation for the product.
All right, talking about rail. Is that what you're going to do? You're going to go over the ground now, rail? And really, how is that when it comes to your climate?
So when you look at what's happening, and inflation is going to be the killer of them all, because inflation is going to destroy our country. The border is going to destroy our country. You know what else is going to destroy our country? Bad elections, phony elections. Going to destroy our country. That's going to destroy.
Oh, wait! You can't talk about elections. Did he bring up elections when you're talking about New York City and what happened there? Yeah, he brought up elections. Even in New York, a one-party city and one-party state plunges into chaos. 130,000 test run votes lead to unprecedented discrepancy. It's almost as if they don't want the former police chief, somebody who's a Democrat, who's talking about cleaning up the streets by adding more police and being tougher on crime. Oh, wait a minute. Everybody was voting for that person en masse because that's what they're seeing in New York City, and he's a Democrat, and I'm not sure that goes along with the narrative. Hey, is there somebody else there's another? Hold on a second. There's everybody else except for this individual has been talking about defunding and doing less when it comes to crime, and just kind of hinting at crime in New York City, but really doesn't want to necessarily do fundamentally what Eric Adams has been talking about as a former police chief and seeing what's going on. And it's almost as if some things started to get thrown into the mix. A little chaos, just to kind of... But it doesn't happen. You can't have that talk about election integrity. We can here, and we do. Yeah. All right, 239-479-5592. When we come back, Dave Ray, Federation for American Immigration Reform at 7:05. We'll talk more about what's happening along the border, and you got to keep an eye on it. You got to understand what is happening, and we'll talk about that more. Also, Jen Psaki trying to make the case that Republicans wanted to fund the police. Could she name one Republican who wants to do it? That audio exchange with Peter Doocy yesterday was interesting, and we can break it down. There's a reason why they're going after Republicans. And Julie Kelly does it again. Did cops attack and provoke peaceful protesters on January 6th? Wait, is the narrative starting to change a little bit as more and more evidence is starting to come out and less evidence is being allowed to come out about January 6th? Yeah, we'll get to that on the way. Stay break 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good Thursday morning. Off to a quiet start on the morning commute. We are crash-free right now out across Lee, Collier, and Charlotte counties. I-75 is running up to speed. No delays up and down US 41. You may just notice some visibility issues with some potential fog out there on Alligator Alley in South Collier County as well. Charlotte County and Lee County not looking too bad right now. Mostly inland areas. If you're going to see any fog out there is where it will be. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Look for another rinse and repeat forecast for today with more scattered storms with heavy rain and lightning towards this afternoon and a high of 89 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. Temperatures cool into the middle 70s, kick off your Friday morning with a high of 90 by the afternoon. A few showers and storms possible across the coast and pushing inland later in the day. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The popular investing platform Robinhood agrees to pay nearly $70 million to settle regulator allegations. The company caused widespread and significant harm to customers on several fronts. Amazon wants the new chair of the Federal Trade Commission, Lena Khan, to recuse herself from antitrust investigations of the company. It filed that request, citing her past criticisms. As Americans prepare to hit the road for the 4th of July, AAA says the average price of gasoline's at a 7-year high of $3.12 a gallon. And analysts say a shortage of truck drivers may leave some stations without gas. And stocks ended the first half with double-digit gains. The S&P 500 closed at a record high. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report, invested in you.
You spent a long time tucked into your home, tucked into your auto-playing streaming box. Not anymore. Now you can untuck a road trip, untuck a Saturday tailgate, then untuck a Sunday tailgate too. Untuck a concert and dance like you've never danced before. Untuck whatever you damn well please. And if you want to look good while doing it, untuck with a shirt made for this moment. Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Find your shirt today at untuckit.com.
Manufactured in the USA, Plantation Shutters for You is the best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Built to last forever. They will not be undersold. Start with a free consultation. PlantationShuttersForYou.com. And God bless everyone.
What's the best way to celebrate July 4th weekend? With a no-pay holiday. Now through Monday, and only at Florida's #1 Nissan dealers, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Buy a car, pay nothing. Zip, zero, nada. No pay at Sutherland means no money down, no interest financing, and no payments till 2022. Just announced through Monday only. Sutherland is giving you the freedom to trade any vehicle, any make or model, and get paid $8,000 over book value for it. Shop a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. 2 stores full of inventory. And this July 4th weekend, you don't pay at Sutherland. No money down, no interest, and no payments till 2022. Hurry before this no-pay holiday goes. Nobody gives you bigger, brighter, and better July 4th savings. But they end Monday. Only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, quickly wanted to remind everybody an Independence Day weekend at what?
You said water.
I said water?
You said water wanted. It's my fault. It's
okay.
My fault.
I wanted to remind everybody that this Independence Day weekend will start off tomorrow morning. We're kicking it off at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road. in Naples. It is our first Friday of the month, so we hope that you'll join us tomorrow. Looking forward to that. They open up an hour earlier, 6 o'clock, so 6 to 9 a.m. Hey, bring the family before you head out on vacation. If you've got the Roadster all packed up and ready to go, you got stuff on the roof and it's all tied up and you're ready to go on that road trip for Independence Day weekend, you're going someplace special. Hey, stop over and see us. Say hi. All right, at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. Oaks Farm, Seed to Table, tomorrow morning. We'll be broadcasting live.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpets.
Well, we have the Dreamweaver Select, which is this is $3.99 carpet pad and labor, but this has a lifetime warranty for pet stains, abrasive wear, and even for steps, a stair warranty. Nobody's ever had that before.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices, Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
Our windows made a difference in terms of how our house looked. So it looked 30 years old with our old windows. And now that we have our new Storm Shield windows, they look totally different. Our coastal look is coming along. We definitely have other projects to do, but the look alone of these windows has definitely improved our house. We have more energy efficient windows than we had before. It's quiet, and we definitely know in the event of a storm that we're safe and secure.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. It's now been a week since the partial collapse of a condo building in Surfside, Florida. 18 bodies are recovered, including 4 and 10-year-old sisters found yesterday. Miami-Dade County Mayor Danielle Levine Cava.
Any loss of life, especially given the unexpected, unprecedented nature of this event, is a tragedy. But the loss of our children is too great to bear.
145 people are unaccounted for. No one's been pulled out alive since the day of the collapse. A judge in Los Angeles denies Britney Spears' request to end her father's control of her estate.
The pop star's court-appointed lawyers asked the court to replace her estranged father, Jamie, with the Bessemer Trust Company as the sole conservator. Currently, Bessemer is a co-conservator. Jamie Spears has had control over his daughter's fortune since her public unraveling more than a decade ago.
Fox's Rob Dawson. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Thursday morning. Seeing a pretty quiet commute so far today. No crashes to report just yet all across Southwest Florida. Daniels Parkway slowing down through Gateway right now westbound and closer into Treeline Avenue on the westbound side. We're seeing delays as well. Eastbound on Colonial Boulevard, some slight delays right now off Metro Parkway approaching Shoemaker Boulevard and closer to I-75 right around Dynasty Drive. Slowdowns on Ortiz Avenue as well, right near Poinsettia Park and heading farther south towards State Road 82. But 75, 41, both running up to speed early on today. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A rinse and repeat forecast for today with additional scattered thunderstorms developing towards this afternoon. Highs pushing to near 89 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. Thunderstorm chances dwindle as we head into this evening. Friday morning, kicking off the day to a few showers and storms close to the coast as temperatures start in the middle 70s, then warm to near 90 for the afternoon, with thunderstorms set to push inland. Heading into the upcoming weekend, we will be looking a little bit drier for Saturday and Sunday, with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I've been telling you how to pick the best air conditioning company for years now, but here's a little reminder. At Kobe Cooling, we have a 100% NATE certified mechanic team. There are no other companies in Southwest Florida that even come close. We give you a better trained and certified mechanic, like my dad or my Uncle Mike. So, when you need service, there's only one real choice. Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Goodbye, pests. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946 no bug.
Call the boys and National Exterminators at 23946 no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Goodbye, pests. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946 no bug.
Call the boys and National Exterminators at 23946 no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. This Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table, we do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
You've been lied to. Lied to by corrupt Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine. Hi, I'm Inc. magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen, and I want to give you a free copy of my brand new book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street, because we all know another market crash could be right around the corner. After losing 35% in my IRA in the crash years ago, I said enough, and since then I discovered a way to grow money potentially double digits, reduce taxes dramatically, and also have my money protected when the next stock market crash hits. When the next market crash hits, you lose nothing. Call Wealth Beyond Wall Street now to get your free copy and and talk with a specialist to discover this little-known strategy to get potential double-digit growth during good years and never lose when the next stock market crash hits, all while building a tax-advantaged retirement. Call 1-800-346-9797 to discover this asset that people like Walt Disney and JCPenney use to grow wealthy. Plus, get one of just 97 free books left. We even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call 1-800-346-9797. That's 1-800-346-9797, 1-800-346-9797.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
And I want to say this about the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. They demonstrated that they were impervious to the court of public opinion, which, frankly, the lower courts were not.
Mr. Cosby and I had many, many talks over the last couple of years. I predicted it, and we're here. It's a good day for the Cosby family.
All right, it's a good day for the Cosby family. According to his lawyers, Bill Cosby, 83 years old now, returned to his suburban Philadelphia home as the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned his sexual assault conviction on a technicality, basically, I guess, is what I'm hearing. It's not a admission of innocence in any way. It's a court saying, hey, listen, he did a couple of things wrong in the process, and I guess that's what we're dealing with. He even called into a radio station, is that right, in Philadelphia?
This is for all the people who have been imprisoned wrongfully, regardless of race, color, or creed, because I met them in there.
Yeah, but this was about Jake's making a face. But this was a procedure. So an appellate court overturned his 2018 sex assault conviction. This is from the Daily Wire. And they quote from the Associated Press. They found an agreement with a previous prosecutor that prevented Cosby from being charged in the case. Right? I know, he's shaking his head like, what? So he had an agreement with the previous prosecutor. Can't be charged in the case. The trial judge had allowed just one other accuser to testify at Cosby's first trial. Remember, this was the second one, the first one. When the jury deadlocked, however, he then allowed 5 other accusers to testify at the retrial about their experiences with Cosby in the 80s. Pennsylvania Supreme Court said the testimony tainted the trial, even though a lower appeals court had found it appropriate to show the signature pattern of drugging and molesting women. And AP also said that that Cosby has refused to take responsibility for the incidents in 2004, vowed to serve all 10 years rather than acknowledge any remorse. Anyway, so there you go. It's a technicality. Cosby is out, and I don't know. I was just looking at some other stories on this, and is it true that he wants to get back on stage? So he wants to. I don't know. Jake is like,
I'm having a hard time understanding how someone who's not innocent.
Well, they're not saying that he's out on a technicality, and so and what you're saying is that if you were looking at the case and the in and of itself, that it appears as there has been enough evidence to convict. So there's this. A lot of people are saying, well, are we going to have a third trial now? Is this going to come back up again? Is there going to be appeals? I mean, how far will this go?
But then he comes out and says that he wasn't innocent and that everyone that he saw in jail was innocent either.
Yeah, well, that he is, and that and it was about. I don't know. I don't know. There's talking about getting back on stage. I would ask you 239-479-5592 if you have any interest in seeing Bill Cosby if he were to be back on stage. But then again, I would also ask you if you have any interest in even continuing to talk about the story because we can move on. Just saying. Jake is like, are there other things going on? As a matter of fact, there are other things going on. Funny you should mention that. Let's talk about some of them. Some of the disturbing things that have been coming up. One of them, for many people, is the fact that, well, I don't know. Do I want to talk about this one first? Let's just go to this one. a lot of people are trying to figure out why in the world Democrats, this White House, would try to, knowing how many people there have been documented for months and months and months, how many people have called for defunding the police, and how they're all Democrats, how they're all liberals, how they're all the left, the far left, Ilhan Omar and AOC and Bernie Sanders. We know all the names. Everybody does. So why in the world would you try to gaslight and make it seem like and try to make the case that Republicans are the ones that did it, knowing full well that all the evidence is against you? Well, there's an easy explanation for that. We'll get to in a second. But I want you to hear some of the exchange between Jen Psaki and Peter Doocy again from yesterday, if you didn't get a chance to hear it. Because it's quite striking, and it goes not only to, and this is what's important, what you're about to hear not only goes for the issue of defunding the police and how the narrative flips and how Democrats will gaslight you, will actually lie to your face, and they'll say, I'm lying to you. Here's a lie. I'm lying right to your face. And the media goes, I'm lying. They're lying. And those lies are true. And these are true lies. And actually, it's not a joke at all. These are it's actually 100% a lie that is actually factual.
We choose truth over facts.
See what I did there? I'm just confused. And so they keep saying it. And then soon there are people in the country that are going, the lies are facts. The lies are facts. It sounds ridiculous, but that's what we're dealing with right now. And it goes for everything, including critical race theory, including the issues of immigration, including inflation and the economy and jobs. This is what the left has been doing, but now it's literally in your face. I know, I used the word literally. Here we go. Listen to the exchange.
You mentioned at the last briefing that you think Republicans wanted to defund the police because they did not support the American Rescue Plan. Which Republican ever said that they did not like the American Rescue Plan because they wanted to defund the police?
Yeah. Simple, straightforward. Just give me the name. Just one person. Just one Republican. Anybody. And there are some that might even be on your team. Kinzinger, Romney, you could think of some names. Liz Cheney. I don't know. Are there any out there that are sort of like the wishy-washy kind of, that might side with you because they desperately want to be liked and say? I mean, anybody at all that would show up. Anyone?
Well, first, let me just note that the president ran and won the most votes of any candidate in history on a platform of boosting funding for law enforcement.
Oh my gosh. When? Which presidential election? Was it like 1972 when he first ran or something like that? Was it in 1874 when he wanted to run after the death of Abraham Lincoln? What was it? Tell me. Explain to us when and where. What planet are you on that you would even say that and expect that there would be no pushback? The planet that we're on right now in 2021 is the year, and that's where, you know, it would be the type of year if you were to say something outrageous like a transgender woman, a man would win the Miss Nevada USA contest. Did that happen?
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Yep. That's the kind of year it would have to be. It would have to be. A Miss USA contestant. Transgender. Winning. Okay, anyway. I know. How did you make that leap? Sorry.
After Republicans spent decades trying to cut the cops program. There's record of that. That doesn't require anyone having new comments, and then also stood in the way of crucial funding needed to prevent the laying off of police officers as crimes increased. That's a simple statement of fact.
It's a simple statement of fact. She's laying it out there of facts. So what are the facts? You see what's going on here. It's very simple for those that will dig in a little deeper to the quote-unquote facts. And the fact is that you can make the case for anything you want if something is tucked away in a bill that you decided to vote against. If you know how this works. You know how this works. You have a ginormous bill the American Rescue Plan, the American CARES Act, the fill in the blank with whatever bill that's out there. Something that has to do with infrastructure. And who would be against infrastructure? I mean, we got to fix roads and bridges, right? I mean, even we see what happened in Surfside and the suggestion that that now, even more than ever, you look at these issues and you say, what, you would deny the idea and the premise that infrastructure, a bill that could come out of the federal government is not needed at this moment in time? I mean, how could you possibly say that? And even if it was the smallest amount and you're looking and saying, well, the numbers work for me as a Republican, and even Donald Trump was talking about it as president of the United States, this need to do it. And so I could see where we're going here. And then there's a little tiny little bit of fine print. That's like right down at the very little, like you need a magnifying glass, like a cartoon. You know those cartoons where it's like the like the Bugs Bunny cartoons that you used to see, and there was one of the cartoons you would look and there was like a super fine print, and Bugs Bunny had to get out a magnifying glass that was as big as a room and had to look and say, oh, look at that, there's a fine print. Or Santa Claus, wasn't there on the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen, one of them where it had that he had to get married, and the whole thing was in the fine print, the super fine print, and he had to get this magnifying glass out, and it was like a double, triple, quadruple one, and it was like a little baby fine print. And in that little baby fine print, something was there that was going to take away your rights or your freedoms, or maybe spend money on something, or take away money from something, and now you have this choice. I mean, you all know this. You know this. This is not anything new. How they all get tucked away, and then somebody says, well, I have a huge decision to make. Am I going to take away somebody's freedoms and liberty, or am I going to vote for this as it's all mushed together in one bill instead of separating it all out and be able to attack one thing individually? But no, we don't get to do that in D.C. because it becomes this big game and everybody does it. And so Jen Psaki needs to stop with the lies and the left, and they won't. But that's the lie of it. It gets all tucked away. That's all it is. But again, she can't name one person because no one did. And then when she comes up with this lie that everybody perpetrates and now they're going to, about how it was Republicans that defunded, that they had a chance, there was a bill right in front of them to be able to do this, and they don't tell you that it was tucked away in something else. That's what happens. But again, why are they doing this now? Why would they double down and triple down on these bogus claims that Republicans wanted to fund the police? Well, it's the same reason that it's really scary that an Eric Adams in New York City, who is a Democrat mayoral candidate, who, if he wins, will be the next mayor of the city, is pro-police, anti-crime, and wants to build up the force and clean up the city because he sees what's happening, and so do the rest of the people. Even Democrats want crime out of their city. And boy, does that go against the narrative lately. The defund the police narrative that is on the Democrat side. They can't have that. So Democrats have looked at their internal polls on crime, and they are panicking. Even Legal Insurrection had the story, and they see it as well. So that's what this is. They're trying to make the vote against the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, which was signed in March, even though it included $350 billion for state and local governments that could be used for local police. By the way, could be, but doesn't have to be. And we all know that there are cities that have decided to defund the police well ahead of time, before any of this is out, knowing full well that if the money were there to do it, they wouldn't do it anyway. They've already proven that, even in Oakland. We talked about it at the beginning of the week. So again, you're going to be, and I bring all of this up because I'm so happy that you're listening to this program. I'm humbled that you would listen to this program. And this whole station, from top to bottom, from now all the way through to the end of the evening. Because this is where you need to go, and this is where you're going to hear more about this, as you're going to be looked at by some in the community as the ones that are the biggest, the racists, the homophobes, the fill in the ist and the obias, and you're the ones that are going to defund the police based on the lies of the left and the media that is propagated and lifted up and pushed in your face as if it's truth. And none of it is. And so I'm just trying to reinforce the idea that this is where it's coming from. It's coming from lies that are pushed over and over again. Because, it's...
we choose truth over facts.
Okay. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. Don't forget, tomorrow, Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. We look forward to seeing you there. It's going to be a great morning. It's Independence Day weekend, and it is the start of all the things that are great about the country and great about groceries, which is Oaks Farm Seed to Table. If you haven't been there yet, it is tremendous. They open at 6 a.m., so you can get there early. Bring the family. We'd love to see you. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good Thursday morning. Still off to a very quiet start on the morning commute. Not seeing any problems up and down I-75 or US 41. We are crash-free out across Collier, Lee, and Charlotte counties. Alligator Alley, not seeing any problems if you're making your trip toward the East Coast early on this morning. Daniels Parkway slow-moving through Gateway and approaching Fort Myers, getting in closer to Treeline and I-75, and seeing some slight delays on Colonial Boulevard as well, right around the interstate. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News next.
Wink Weather Authority.
Look for another rinse and repeat forecast for today with more scattered storms with heavy rain and lightning towards this afternoon and a high of 89 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. Temperatures cool into the middle 70s, kick off your Friday morning with a high of 90 by the afternoon. A few showers and storms possible across the coast and pushing inland later in the day. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Summer real deals are here.
We're bringing back good times and great food.
Mel's is taking the heat off rising prices by bringing you cool summer real deals. Monday, every selection on the Golden Oldies menu is $10. We're talking Mel's famous meatloaf, chicken tenders, hot roast, and more, including sides. Just $10 with beverage purchase. Wednesday, Mel's award-winning fall-off-the-bone baby back ribs, served with coleslaw. Super salad, it's a summer real deal at just $12.99. Thursday, enjoy a half-pound prepared-to-order Braveheart Black Angus cheeseburger with fries and slaw, plus a domestic draft, $9.99. And how about this? A summer real deal Friday and Saturday date night featuring Mel's fresh roasted USDA choice prime rib, together with a glass of wine, just $15.99. Now that's a winning summer real deal. Summer real deals are happening now at Mel's Diner.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592. Hey, this sounds like it's not going to be a problem. Jake, are you ready for this? I'm laughing because I don't know what else to do. So Google wants to notify you. They want to send you notifications. Google wants to let you know that you could possibly be going places, Googling, as it were, as a verb, and visiting unreliable search results. There's probably no problem here, right? Are you ready for this? Are you sitting down? Oh my gosh. Google will start sending notifications to users who click on potentially unreliable sources during searches, especially regarding news stories. Sometimes the reliable information you're searching for just isn't online yet. Google's public liaison for search, Danny Sullivan, said in a statement last week, this is from justthenews.com, this can be particularly true for breaking news or emerging topics when the information that's published first may not be the most reliable. They're going to post a notice stating, quote, it may be best to check back later when more information from a wider range of sources might be available. Now, I'm just throwing this out. Does anybody want to think about this for a second? If you had to guess, I know it's going out on a limb here, but if Google's going to start warning users of potentially unreliable search results, and those search results end up landing on, I don't know, places that, let's just say, that you like to frequent, and let's just say those news sources and places are, I don't know, maybe they lean a little bit to the opposite of the left side of the ledger. I don't know. Is it possible that you might have something pop up and? No, it's fine. No, it's actually, no, it's pure as the wind-driven snow. I mean, it's not like when you go to Google and you search something that the first 2 pages are all liberal-leaning websites. I mean, that's not the case. If you were to Google something and then you were to DuckDuckGo something, you would be shocked at the difference in search results that you get, especially when what you're leaning on has to do with something that would be freedom-loving, liberty-loving, Trump-loving, conservative-loving, Republican-respecting. If you were to put that into DuckDuckGo and then put that same sentence into Google, you would be shocked at the differences. But everything's fine. Nothing to see here. Move along. Come on. Go.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News. What's the best way to celebrate July 4th weekend? With a no-pay holiday. Now through Monday, and only at Florida's #1 Nissan dealers, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Buy a car, pay nothing. Zip, zero, nada. No pay at Sutherland means no money down, no interest financing, and no payments till 2022. Just announced through Monday only. Sutherland is giving you the freedom to trade any vehicle, any make or model, and get paid $8,000 over book value for it. Shop a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. 2 stores full of inventory. And this July 4th weekend, you don't pay at Sutherland. No money down, no interest, and no payments till 2022. Hurry before this no-pay holiday goes. Nobody gives you bigger, brighter, and better July 4th savings. But they end Monday, only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Ty Lassiter here, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. I think we can all admit that our origin has a lot of importance in what we will become. Many of you didn't originate from Florida, but you have come here, and that choice has altered your path for the rest of your life, especially how much taxes you pay if you came here from the Northeast. So what is Key City Capital's origin? Why did we choose to move to Southwest Florida? Our mission is to connect capital to wealth through passive real estate and alternative investments. Very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors. For over 10 years, we have never missed a monthly interest payment to our partners, and we have never lost a penny of our investors' capital. That is history you can build and rely on.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments, call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
It's now a week since a condo tower was turned to rubble. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We are going to leave no one behind. As far as I'm concerned, that's never going to happen.
Charles Burkett's the mayor of Surfside, Florida, where President Biden will go this morning, getting ready to leave soon. Fox's Evan Brown is already there live.
Dave, the president is expected to land in Miami mid-morning. He's expected to meet with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Surfside's Mayor Charles Burkett, and Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava. And then he will meet with family members of people either still missing or confirmed to have been killed when the Champlain Condo South Tower fell a week ago today. Meanwhile, rescue crews continue searching rubble, hoping for more signs of life. 2 children were among the dead identified yesterday. That death count now stands at 18, Dave.
And there have been about 145 others still unaccounted for. And this could be an issue next week. A new tropical storm in the Atlantic, Elsa, which is forecast to maybe hit South Florida. Just ahead of 4th of July, A fireworks mishap in Los Angeles. A huge illegal stash found in the home. Thousands of pounds of homemade commercial-grade fireworks, and as a bomb squad was removing them, some exploded inside a containment vehicle, flipping nearby cars, smashing homes and windows, and injuring people.
17 personnel. 10 of those are first responders, being police and an ATF agent.
That's LAPD Chief Michael Moore. Bill Cosby's a free man again. He's flashed a V sign after being released. His sexual assault conviction overturned.
Allegations made by former Temple University employee Andrea Constant. The justices ruled Cosby did not receive a fair trial because back in 2005, prosecutors agreed not to criminally prosecute him in exchange for his cooperation in a civil suit filed by Constant.
That's Fox's Brian Yennis. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Thursday morning. Still off to a very quiet start on the morning commute. Not seeing any problems up and down I-75 or US 41. We are crash-free out across Collier, Lee, and Charlotte counties. Alligator Alley, not seeing any problems if you're making your trip toward the East Coast early on this morning. Daniels Parkway slow-moving through Gateway and approaching Fort Myers, getting in closer to Treeline and I-75, and seeing some slight delays on Colonial Boulevard as well, right around the interstate. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A rinse and repeat forecast for today with additional scattered thunderstorms developing towards this afternoon. Highs pushing to near 89 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. Thunderstorm chances dwindle as we head into this evening. Friday morning, kicking off the day to a few showers and storms close to the coast as temperatures start in the middle 70s, then warm to near 90 for the afternoon, with thunderstorms set to push inland. Heading into the upcoming weekend, we will be looking a little bit drier for Saturday and Sunday, with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. This Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table. We do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash-out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
For
Tee up and swing into summer at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Experience excellent playing conditions, GPS golf carts, and low summer rates. Play 18 holes with cart for just $35 before noon, $30 after noon, or play any day after 2 p.m. for only $25 all summer long. Book tee times up to 7 days in advance at CoralOaksGolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day. From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. Vice President Kamala Harris's office is a toxic, abusive environment where people are thrown under the bus from the very top, according to 22 current and former staffers, administration officials, and associates of Harris and President Biden have said. A Politico expose is out there. Hey, we might touch on that. I wonder if all the abusive, toxic environment and throwing people under the bus and low morale and porous lines of communication and diminished trust, I wonder if that affected. That's probably exactly why the vice president going to the border and visiting was just a little bit of an issue there. Why it wasn't a complete and utter success, because there's so many other things. Who am I kidding? It's incompetence. But anyway, how about that trip to the southern border and some other things? Even the former president making his way to the southern border and what's going on there. Dave Ray, Federation for American Immigration Reform, fairus.org is joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Hello, my friend. How are you this morning?
Hey, Drew. How you doing, buddy? Happy July 1.
Yes, it is a happy July 1 because it's the only one that'll be the July 1 of 2021. So it's because when you're the one and only, Dave, it's there's always a good thing there attached to it. I'm trying to make it a positive today.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, to kind of play off of what you were teasing there, opening up. I mean, it seems like every trip that Kamala Harris makes turns into a major dumpster fire.
Yep.
The trip to Guatemala. The president of Guatemala was and Mexico both openly blamed the Biden administration for causing this mayhem at the border, and it. Far from their promises that things were going to get worse or to get better as summer went on, it looks like things are getting worse. The number of unaccompanied minors is continuing to tick up. The federal government already has more than 20,000 unaccompanied minors in hand in some very, very extremely cramped camps. More than 203 people have been found dead in the desert. There's now reports of car chases by the Border Patrol where the smugglers are pushing the illegal aliens out of the cars while they're zooming down the road. So the Border Patrol has to stop and rescue them. And let's just be clear about this. This was orchestrated and started 100% by the Biden-Harris-Mayorkas administration. I mean, Biden and Harris are vice president and president, but what has happened is that Alejandro Mayorkas, Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, has been the mastermind behind completely disarming this country of every tool that it had to stop this kind of crisis at the border. And that's why FAIR has called on him to go for a number of times. And the cries are just going to get louder as the summer continues to drag on.
Yeah, I know there's some on the left that listen to this program and like, that's hyperbolic. How dare you say something like that? Well, the evidence is all there. I mean, it's pretty simple. Not only do you have a public that is pretty united and some others that are saying, look, the Trump administration, the immigration policies of the Trump administration, they want back. They would like it for it to be there. Even the president yesterday was mentioning that fact as he was there at the border and in some of what he was looking at, actually going to an area that is a problem as opposed to some handpicked area that isn't as bad, that isn't where the issues are like here's the vice president did. But the facts are the facts, right, D-Ray? I mean, talk about some of the numbers, not only of the polling that's out there of what people believe, but when you say that about Mayorkas, you know, the proof's in the pudding. The proof is visible. We all witness it each and every day.
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, what Kamala Harris did she was trolled into going to the border by President Trump. So she didn't want to go. You know, she hasn't been to Europe yet. Why did she visit the border? That's her own logic. But, I mean, they could not have picked a more secure, tighter part of the border. I mean, you could hardly smuggle in a church mouse across the U.S.-Mexico border with El Paso. And she went there to try to show, I know I'm here. I'm seeing what's going on. She was 800 miles from the epicenter of where this crisis is actually taking place. Yeah. And, you know, it is worth mentioning, though, that she was just miles away from the Fort Bliss detention facility where more than 2,000 migrant teens are being held in what are described as horrific conditions. They're having trouble placing these kids. And this is all created by her administration. But the trip was so bad that Mayorkas had to end up taking the blame for it because, you know, she did not want to go there in the first place because she didn't want the optics. But let's be clear about public opinion, Drew. Yeah. I mean, a new Harvard-Harris poll showed that 80% of registered American voters, and that's what's really important when you're talking about upcoming elections, think the immigration issue needs more attention from the Biden administration. Now, to get 80% of voters agreeing on anything, you are cutting across every demographic line there is. You're cutting across party. You're cutting across race. You're cutting across age group. Right. You're cutting across geographic location. You know, 3/4 of voters view what is going on right now as what it is, a crisis. Biden-Harris don't see it, but the borders do. They call it a challenge. There's people dying every day. It's a crisis. Yeah. 7 in 10 believe that migrants who cross illegally should be immediately returned to Mexico. You know, we've got the Delta variant. COVID is still out of control in Central America. The Biden administration is getting ready to get rid of the last vestige of the Trump administration's border policy that it's called Title 42. It allowed everyone who was apprehended at the border to be turned around and sent back. They are planning to get rid of that. Rumor has it here in Washington by July 31st. And then lastly, 68% agree with the presidents of Guatemala, El Salvador, and Mexico in saying that the Biden administration has caused this, has incentivized illegal immigration. And so now they have a big mess on their hands. Nobody wants to take ownership of it. And no wonder everybody in Kamala Harris's staff is upset. She probably is throwing fits because every time she travels, it just blows up in her face. Yeah, well, there's no doubt. And we'll talk a little bit more about it later on this morning and the fact that, look, if Politico's running a piece, almost a hit piece on the vice president, there's deeper meaning to this. And I'm wondering what that is. And maybe we'll get into that later. But certainly there's a reason why she was out early in the primaries, and even Democrats didn't want her to be president of the United States. I think they knew what everybody is starting to witness right now. I think feckless comes to mind. But besides the fact, there's something else that I wanted to bring up that happened at the beginning. I don't know if it was last week with Merrick Garland, and this is important because he vacated 2 major asylum decisions, right? And I was wondering if you can touch on that because this was something that I think that people don't realize. You know, you want to talk about specifics and policies and things that are happening with this administration and the attorney general, and you can look at things and say, are we making it easier or are we making it tougher? Are there more examples you can show? Because it's easy for the left to kind of gaslight and demagogue on certain issues and make you believe that a truth is a lie and a lie is a truth and everything else. But this is something that's specific. Can you talk a little bit about that? Yeah, so the biggest one was a decision that basically opens up asylum to anyone claiming to flee gang violence. And the Trump what they've done is asylum applies to people who are fleeing based on political persecution, national origin, religious beliefs, and so on. But it also says social group. And so the Trump administration had narrowed that meaning so that it was closer to the true definition of asylum that Congress initially meant. But the Biden administration has decided that social group now means anybody who is fleeing gang violence. Now, let's be clear about this, Drew. So people who are fleeing gang violence are now part of what they see as a social group. The fact is that the gang violence in Central America and Mexico is much lower than you'll find in a lot of America's major cities like Chicago and Baltimore. And that was really one of the ironic things about Kamala Harris's trip to Guatemala. Can you imagine being the president of Guatemala being lectured about gang violence from somebody who hasn't sat down with the mayor of Baltimore or the mayor of Chicago and offered them her keen insight as to how to stop gang violence? So that was the real big one that's going to just blow the doors open for any kind of loosey-goosey asylum request. And is just going to fuel the flames for catch and release. Think about this. Here's another thing that people really don't talk about in terms of luring people to come to the United States. Elizabeth Warren likes talking about the crushing debt of student loans. What about the crushing debt of the migrant crisis on the migrants? Each of these people owe the cartels between $8,000 and $14,000 when they get here. They're not allowed to work legally in this country, but they owe the cartels that money, and the cartels know where their families live in Central America. Now, how do you think they're going to go about earning back $8,000 to $12,000? And these are for kids too, Drew. Nobody crosses that border without greasing the wallets of the cartels. Is Congress going to pass a debt forgiveness for the illegal immigrants too to pay the cartels off? I mean, we have incentivized a very evil operation that is recruiting migrants, some of them being pushed out of cars to their death, but the ones that do make it in are then in hock to the cartels as indentured servants for the rest of their lives. Drew, the point I made on another broadcast last week was nobody dies when you come here through the legal immigration system. That's why illegal immigration is not something that should be incentivized. It needs to be discouraged.
Right.
And this administration has no clue about how to do that.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. All right, D-Ray, we got to run. Dave Ray, Federation for American Immigration Reform, fairus.org. Go visit the website if you want answers and find out more about some of the things that are going on we just discussed today. All right, my friend, all the best, and I'll see you soon, okay? Have a great Independence Day weekend, all right?
Have a great weekend.
All right, you too. 239-479-5592. Hey, when we come back, maybe we should talk about that. A political expose reminiscent of a February 19th New York Times article. Over 50 current and former staffers decried a dysfunctional campaign talking about Kamala Harris and her chief of staff and what a mess. Why would they do that? Doesn't it seem odd that you would, if you're Politico, at this moment in time, to put out something that would be negative against a vice president, a Democrat, and Politico? We're not talking about a right-leaning website, so why would they do that? Oh, maybe we'll talk about that coming up. Stay break 92.5 Fox News right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good Thursday morning. Still off to a very quiet start on the morning commute. Not seeing any problems up and down I-75 or US 41. We are crash-free out across Collier, Lee, and Charlotte counties. Alligator Alley, not seeing any problems if you're making your trip toward the East Coast early on this morning. Daniels Parkway slow-moving through Gateway and approaching Fort Myers, getting in closer to Treeline and I-75, and seeing some slight delays on Colonial Boulevard as well, right around the interstate. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Look for another rinse and repeat forecast for today with more scattered storms with heavy rain and lightning towards this afternoon and a high of 89 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. Temperatures cool into the middle 70s. Kick off your Friday morning with a high of 90 by the afternoon. A few showers and storms possible across the coast and pushing inland later in the day. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I am mad at everything going on.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company, but all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, 4 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So, we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free tile roof inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free tile roof inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free tile roof inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Area code 239-945-2700.
License number CCC 1326213.
Where do designers store their clients' furniture when doing an estate home remodel? Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples, with over 10,000 square feet of air-conditioned storage space. Designers use Rice's Moving and Transport for one reason: trust. They know Rice's Moving team will pad wrap and inspect all articles carefully, then securely store them. Contractors use Rice's during a remodel to store customers' personal items too. Upon completion, everything is then returned to your home, completely unpacked and carefully reassembled. Another important point to consider when selecting a mover is this: only a handful of moving companies actually follow all the laws. Many moving companies simply pay employees in cash. This creates an issue for you as they are not insured. If there's an accident, you're responsible. So if you're planning a whole home or condo remodel or need help moving and storing your treasured furniture and valuables, trust Rice's Moving and Transport, fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
Door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors. My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
That was a little closer than 126 as they've gone under that banner. Oh, the passive crash there. What has happened? Right on the side of the road there. Look at this. I don't know what's happened there. Maybe they clipped the crowd, but whatever has happened, they are in a right mess down there at the moment now. How many riders? That is a massive crash, Bob. It's completely, it was a jumbo Visma ride. Oh my goodness me. Oh, it was the sign that the rider in front hit. And that is the result.
I just like listening to the guys' voices, to be honest with you. So did you hear about that? This was at the Tour de France, and that massive crash as a spectator holding a sign steps out right in front of the bicyclist, and just a massive pileup. It was awful. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like it.
Yeah, she's currently in police custody.
Yeah, they got her. They found the person. And, I mean, some of the injuries are just, there was one person that finished a race, had 2 broken arms, finished the race, realized after the fact. I mean, it was just, it's bad. So, there you go. It was like holding a sign, "Eat at Joe's." And I think, I don't know, it was in French. I don't know what it said. What do you think that's,
Follow me on Instagram.
Is that what it was? Follow me on Instagram? Or I thought it was, wasn't an Epstein thing, right? I mean, it wasn't like Epstein didn't. I don't know what it was.
Well, if that was,
yeah,
lying.
It's just oof. So they got her. All right. 239-479-5592. Why are they going after Kamala Harris? Like, why did Politico decide to write a story about how awful and dysfunctional her staff? Everybody wants low morale, poorest lines of communication, diminished trust. People want to get out. They don't feel supported. They feel it's a place where people feel like they're treated like, and I can't use that word. I mean, it was... The dysfunction in the VP's ranks threatens to complicate the White House's carefully crafted image as a place staffed by a close-knit group of professionals working in concert to advance the president's... Yeah, it's not like that. It's a hot mess. But why bring that up now? And there are some that are saying, I know this sounds ridiculous, but hey, can we skip over 2022 and get right to 24? And we don't want necessarily Kamala Harris to be the choice. Are Democrats starting to say right now, and just trying to put that out there so that the news stories will be laid out, so that Joe Biden is going to get destroyed if he decides to run again in 2024? It's almost like it's. I'm not even sure it could even happen. It's
all men and women created.
I know.
The
thing, right? All of that and so much more. So that are they laying the groundwork for Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg's 24 run? Is that what they want? That's what people are talking about. Like the infrastructure bill, if this were to be passed, the kind of destruction to the middle class that would happen if the infrastructure bill was passed. Tucker Carlson talked about it the night before, that maybe we'll get to. And the destroying of the suburbs, that is the plan. With the infrastructure package, that if he were able to be a part of this and pass it, and that maybe that's who they want instead. Is that what's going on? It's maybe. All right, well, we're going to talk about how Biden's trying to destroy the suburbs. Governor DeSantis was asked yesterday about, was it climate change that caused the Surfside collapse? He answered that yesterday. We'll play that audio as well coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
As we approach the 4th, Closet Factory is celebrating the unique freedoms fought for and won not so long ago. Because if you noodle on it, those freedoms make kings of us all, and our homes are kingdoms, where our rules are law. All of which makes us here at Closet Factory proud of the work we do, helping you build the most comfortable, best-looking, best-working, free and sovereign castles they can be. So from all of us at Closet Factory, happy birthday, America. We're proud of you.
At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Today starts a second week of searching for anyone trapped in the rubble of a partially collapsed condo building in Surfside, Florida. 145 people are unaccounted for, with 18 deaths confirmed.
The four newest names added to the list of deceased are 10-year-old Lucia Guerrera, her younger sister, 4-year-old Emma Guerrera, 42-year-old Annalie Rodriguez, and 21-year-old Andreas Janitsopoulos.
Fox's Charles Watson. President Biden and the First Lady visit Surfside today. It's the last day of this Supreme Court term, with 2 decisions left to be announced.
One has to do with 2 laws in Arizona that pertain to voting. One law said, with rare exceptions, people cannot collect and turn in other people's ballots for them. Another said you can't vote out of precinct. The other case has to do with a California law that requires nonprofits to reveal the names behind larger donations to the state attorney general.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Thursday morning. Still off to a very quiet start on the morning commute. Not seeing any problems up and down I-75 or US 41. We are crash-free out across Collier, Lee, and Charlotte counties. Alligator Alley, not seeing any problems if you're making your trip toward the East Coast early on this morning. Daniels Parkway slow-moving through Gateway and approaching Fort Myers, getting in closer to Treeline and I-75, and seeing some slight delays on Colonial Boulevard as well, right around the interstate. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News next.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A rinse and repeat forecast for today with additional scattered thunderstorms developing towards this afternoon. Highs pushing to near 89 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. Thunderstorm chances dwindle as we head into this evening. Friday morning, kicking off the day to a few showers and storms close to the coast as temperatures start in the middle 70s, then warm to near 90 for the afternoon, with thunderstorms set to push inland. Heading into the upcoming weekend, we will be looking a little bit drier for Saturday and Sunday, with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
From smartphones and TVs to desktops, laptops, and tablets.
Every audio device in this hemisphere.
All you have to do is tell your smart device to play 92.5 Fox News.
If you're tired of the old cable news, you now have a choice. It's Newsmax. Every minute, Newsmax gives you the real news you can trust. Watch people like Ben Carson, Mike Huckabee, Alan Dershowitz, Dick Morris, Nancy Brinker, Mike Reagan, Rudy Giuliani, and more. Newsmax is on all major cable systems, or free on Roku, Zumo, Pluto, YouTube, and most smart TVs. Plus, download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone and start watching Newsmax now. America's trusted news source.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Announcer is a paid presenter.
What's up, Southwest Florida? It's your friend Tyler McCluskey here, and I'm reminding you about our new show that airs every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. Every week I give you all the information you need to know about your health insurance needs. We also promote local real estate, entertainment, and have a guest host each week. Be sure to tune in live every Saturday at 11 a.m. or download our show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. For more information or a health insurance quote, visit TylerMcCluskey.com.
Join us this Saturday at 11 a.m. for the Tyler McCluskey Show, right here on 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list, and in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection.
License number CCC 1326213.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there?
Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Trifound company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
In business, it's never just another day. Every day is the day. They could bring your biggest order yet, or a new cyber threat. Whatever the day holds, with Comcast Business, you'll be prepared. With a network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Comcast Business Security Edge to help protect your connected devices, and a dedicated team available 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a great offer for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Want even more speed? Ask how to get up to 10 gigs for your small business. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers only. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and autopay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Security Edge not included. Actual speeds vary.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Two 479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. Hope you'll watch. We do appreciate it. Coming up, we've got Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. Have a little bit of fun in about 10 more minutes. Hope you'll play and win. Also, tomorrow we will be doing that and so many other things. Well, actually, the show, to be specific. Live from Oaks Farm Seed to Table. It's our first Friday of the month, and we are excited. Our Independence Day edition of the Oaks Farm Seed to Table visit and live broadcast from 6 to 9 a.m. Don't forget, they open up an hour earlier at 6 a.m. so that you can come in and enjoy breakfast. Bring the kids, bring the family. Just come on down and hang out with us. Looking forward to it, especially if you're getting the wagon together, you're piling it up with all kinds of stuff because you're going away for the weekend, you're on your way to someplace special, then make your way down and grab a coffee, grab some breakfast. We'd love to see you at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. Coming up, let's see, is it true that you can identify now as a male or female on your passport, regardless of what other documentation says, including medical certification or anything that would have to do with your birth certificate or state ID, because, people change their mind. So, yeah, that's coming up. Is that really happening? We'll get to that in just a second. By the way, just some of the ridiculous, never letting a crisis go to waste, even during a crisis, which is something that is awful. The suggestion yesterday as we played the audio of Energy Secretary Granholm, who is doing just like Democrats always do, never letting a crisis, a tragedy, a situation go to waste to move a political agenda. I know it sounds awful. It's so hyperbolic. Really? Then how do you explain this exchange with CNN yesterday?
Do you think that climate could have played a role in that building's collapse?
Well, obviously, we don't know fully, but we do know that the seas are rising. I mean, we know that we're losing inches and inches of beaches, not just in Florida, but all around.
Yeah, okay, so there you go. Talking about the Surfside condominium collapse, and we keep an eye on that story. The president getting ready to visit. We'll meet with the governor and others, and certainly a horrific tragedy, the actions of first responders and so many. I can't even imagine what it's like. And yesterday we spoke with Dane Eagle from the DEO, and he was describing, because he was there with the governor, some of what he was witnessing, and just awful. But this idea that somehow it's climate change, like that is a suggestion that is out there, even though there's evidence that has been coming up, more evidence of the damage in the building and leaks of concrete and video of some of what was going on with that building, specifically the work that needed to be done. The governor was asked about it yesterday on Fox News, and his response:
I don't think there's any evidence of that. I mean, what we want, Martha, is we want the truth about what happened. so that we know if it has implications for other properties in Florida and if there needs to be anything to remedy it on the state level or local level. But what we're not going to do is use this to try to advance any pre-existing agenda. There's no agenda here. We want the facts, we want the truth, and we want to know what needs to be done to be able to protect other folks who may be living in other types of buildings. I will say this, Florida, and particularly South Florida, has some of the strongest building codes in the country because we have to have that with hurricane season every year. And I have confidence that what's being built up and down this coast is being done very, very well. Obviously, this building was in the early 80s, but I can tell you we take it very seriously down here.
Of course, yeah, and I would agree with that. And a lot of questions will be more along the lines of, with all of the regulations with buildings and how they're built, structures, being concerned about hurricanes and inspections and how those inspections went and how they will go in the future. Maybe part of the issue and part of the discussion should be, how could a building in such disarray get passed over when it comes to inspections and work that needed to be done? And was it in the process? And what happened specifically? And are there others that need to be investigated? And so that would be part of it. But this idea that it's climate change and somehow you're going to no. Let's not do that. But they do. That's what the left does. 239-479-5592. So I'm happy that the governor brought that up yesterday. You know, coming up tomorrow and leading into next week, we're going to have discussions in detail more about some of the passing of bills that the governor signed into law. There have been a lot. And, you know, one of them that came up, obviously, and how the left has been treating this was the passing of the new law that the governor did at the beginning of the month about the transgender sports issue and girls, transgender playing in sports at public schools. And as you can imagine, it didn't take too long for someone to decide that they were going to sue. And so now, according to Florida politics, here's the story. A girl, 13 years old, sues Florida over transgender school athletes ban. A 13-year-old transgender girl, a 13-year-old transgender, sued the governor on Wednesday over the law that prevents this transgender from playing girls' sports at public schools. The Broward County girl has played on girls' sports since they were 7, but will no longer be able to do so on school teams until the law that takes effect on Thursday. The explanation was that participating in sports has given this transgender individual leadership skills, provided a social network support system. I'm just asking, would they be afforded if they were to be on a team that biologically matched who they are? They still, it says depriving her of the opportunities will have a long-term impact. Depriving what opportunity? I mean, that becomes part of the issue again in the discussion about the idea that transgender students are being denied the opportunity to play in sports. Now, a lot of this is going to come up because of the Supreme Court not taking up the issue of the transgender bathroom issue, which didn't get taken up by the court and was left for the lower court decision, which sided with the transgender student, even though remedy was made by the school, a case that we talked about yesterday, a Supreme Court case. But there's more to this story. And as you read through this Florida politics story, 13-year-old transgender. When DeSantis' office didn't immediately respond, when he signed the Fairness in Women's Sports Act, DeSantis was asked why he was doing so on the first day of Pride Month. And as you can imagine, that's part of why people have been pushing. They didn't understand why it had to happen on that day specific. It wasn't a message to anything other than saying we're going to protect fairness in women's sports. We believe that it's important to have integrity in the competition, and we think it's important that they compete on a level playing field, right? We remember all of that. Now, if you go down to the bottom of this story at Florida Politics, which was republished, it was an AP story. I'm just going to bring this one point up. The transgender Daisy is the name of this transgender girl. Began taking hormone blockers to stop testosterone when she was 11. 11. Do I need to say anything more about this? 11 years old. Taking hormone blockers to stop testosterone. We're just supposed to let that portion of the article go away. Is that? I don't. And I'm not sure many of you do either. But again, that's part of the story as well, is it not? 11. And then there's another side to this story as well, which is that, look, the left in this country plays the long game. And those those individuals right now who are demanding social justice, all kinds of justice, climate justice, it goes right down the line. That's the new language. Everything is justice. You've got to have justice. Who doesn't want justice? I mean, if you're somebody who believes in justice, how can you not want social justice? How can you not want climate justice? How can you not want the LGBTQ plus justice? How could you not want justice? You see, that is critical race theory, everybody. If people are trying to get a handle on what critical race theory is and is not, that is part of it. If you're hearing your kids being taught about social justice, climate justice, LGBTQ plus justice, anything that has to do with something that is not, that has the word justice after it, know for a fact that is a part of what critical race theory is, even though it's not the words in and of itself that are being taught to your kids. But playing the long game, so what am I talking about? Well, they'll get what they want, and they'll wait. And they'll wait for a Supreme Court that will flip to be more of a Supreme Court that will legislate from the bench and not be originalists. They'll wait, and they'll keep going to the Supreme Court. They'll keep going after Masterpiece Cake Shop in Colorado, knowing that the Supreme Court did not solve once and for all that case, that it's all nibbling around the edges and none of it has been substance, to the point where they could keep going back and back and back and litigating this until they get the decision that they want. And let me tell you, they will stomp their feet and scream and yell and make a scene until they get what they want. Really, that is the most hyperbolic statement anybody's ever made, Drew. How dare you say something like that? Can you give me one example? Just one example of how Democrats will stomp and scream and make a scene when it comes to an issue, let's just say like Saving Women's Sports Act. Let's say protecting the biological female athletes from being forced to compete against biological males. Can you give me an example? Here you go. Please don't tell us it doesn't happen. Please don't tell me that I'm being hyperbolic. Because here it is in Ohio, and the GOP legislator steps up. A young female Ohio GOP legislator presents an amendment to an Ohio bill called the Save Women's Sports Act, adding an amendment to protect biological female athletes from being forced to compete against biological males. Listen to this. From the Ohio state representative, from the Ohio legislature, Here it is on the floor as it was being presented. And listen to the background and listen to what Democrats did. Listen carefully.
The Save Women's Sports Act is a fairness issue for women to be able to achieve their dreams in athletics in our state. And is crucial to preserving women's rights and the integrity of women's and girls' sports. Across our country, female athletes are currently losing scholarships, opportunities, medals, education, and training opportunities. This amendment will require schools that are part of the OHSAA to designate separate teams for participants of the biological sex. No No school interscholastic conference or organization that regulates interscholastics shall permit biological males to participate on athletic team or an athletic competition designated only for biological female participants.
That's not a person stuck in a restroom. That's not somebody who's trying to get out of the building or trying to get into the building through a window that's locked. That is the sound of Democrats slamming their hands on a desk and screaming while this female GOP representative in Ohio is trying to present the Save Women's Sports Act. Hammering on their desks and shouting. What's that all about? Why do you do that? Yeah, don't tell me I'm being hyperbolic, and don't tell me that this doesn't happen, and don't tell me that in other ways there are not people who are doing the same thing. If they're fighting against school boards who want to push critical race theory, if they're trying to protect their kids and have questions about the education that's going on in different districts and different schools and principals and the like. The same thing is happening, not to this degree, but it is the stomping and the screaming and the bullying that continues to go on. Because that's the answer. Instead of debating, instead of talking about an 11-year-old who was taking hormone blockers to stop testosterone. And that part of the issue as well. They'll just stomp their feet, and they'll wait, and they'll push until they get what they want. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Hey, if you want to play Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics, the more you get right, the higher the degree. We will see if you earn a PhD right now. You can call 239-479-5592. We'd love to have you play. We'll have a little bit of fun. We'd love for you to join in right now. So we'll take the fifth caller at 239-479-5592. Drew's College up next on Daybreak 92.5. Fox News right all along with traffic. There's Therese O'Shea.
Good Thursday morning. Still off to a very quiet start on the morning commute. Not seeing any problems up and down I-75 or US 41. We are crash-free out across Collier, Lee, and Charlotte counties. Alligator Alley, not seeing any problems if you're making your trip toward the East Coast early on this morning. Daniels Parkway slow-moving through Gateway and approaching Fort Myers, getting in closer to Treeline and I-75, and seeing some slight delays on Colonial Boulevard as well, right around the interstate. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Look for another rinse and repeat forecast for today with more scattered storms with heavy rain and lightning towards this afternoon and a high of 89 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. Temperatures cool into the middle 70s, kick off your Friday morning with a high of 90 by the afternoon. A few showers and storms possible across the coast and pushing inland later in the day. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
News. Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Are you looking to have built or repaired a shingle, metal, or tile roof? Do you want to hire a company where the owner personally inspects your job and every job? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers Roofing. If the answer is yes,
844-WB-BUILT.
WB Williamson Brothers Roofing represents the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a quote for the construction or repair of a shingle, metal, or tile roof, call me, Jimmy.
844-WB-BUILT.
Or visit us at 2944 South Street in Fort Myers. Williamson Brothers Roofing also specializes in stand and seam metal roofs and commercial flat roofs. Satisfied clients include Florida Gulf Coast University and Pensacola State College. Call Williamson Brothers Roofing at 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT.
Inside the Trane testing facility, our heating and cooling products go through endless torture tests to ensure they can run through anything. And when we say torture, we don't take that lightly. We drop them, slam them against the wall, shake them, and then expect them to run without an extra decibel in our anechoic sound chamber. Without fail. Drop, slam, shake, silence. Drop, slam, shake, silence. And there's no end in sight. We test, so it runs.
Things are heating up, and you may notice that old AC system just isn't keeping up like it used to. It's time for you to get the Purified experience. Visit purifiedac.com to get special financing on a new system installation. Subject to credit approval, see dealer for details. Purified Air also offers free estimates and 24/7 emergency service so you can have the Purified experience when you need it the most. Visit purifiedac.com to get the Purified experience for yourself. That's purifiedac.com, license number CAC 1817070.
It's hard to stop a train.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Ryan in Fort Myers. There's Ryan right there. Look at you. Hey, Ryan.
Hey.
Oh, hey. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD or associate's degree. Question starts right now. Ronald Reagan served as the 33rd governor of what state before he was president?
California.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got associates. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Why does the flag have 13 stripes?
13 colonies.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. True or false? Hillary Clinton was once a Republican, even campaigning for Barry Goldwater in 1964.
That would be false.
No, that's true. That
Really?
is, oh, look at this. You learned something right there. Yeah.
How did Saul Alinsky and Barry Goldwater?
Well, there's a whole story. You should check that out. Read about it. It's interesting what happened. So there you go. All right, well, let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. Let's see. Let's go with this theme. Why not? Nancy Reagan was famous for a phrase she used to talk about to keep kids away from drugs and alcohol. What was that famous phrase of Nancy Reagan?
Just say niet.
Just say no. Can we accept the Russian version? Jake's not even sure. Niet.
Just say no.
Yeah, just say no. Don't ask. Jake is like, I don't even know what that means. It's okay. All right, congratulations. You got yourself a master's degree today on Drew's College, and you learned something today. And that's what it's all about, Ryan. It's all about learning. It's all about togetherness, and it's always all about Jake, which is just, if you're here in the studio, you realize that more and more each and every day. Well, listen, I hope you have a great day. You off to work? Where are you going?
On the way to drop the girl off at school.
All right, that's an excellent thing. All right, say hello to the girl. Is that her name, the girl? That's an awful thing to do to a child. Okay.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, it's an awful thing to do to a child. What's her name? The girl. No, yeah, I know, the girl. What's her name? It's like
Elizabeth.
I know, it's like an Abbott and Costello. Who's on first? I don't know. Third base. Okay, thanks.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Dr. Shane Walker here at Thrive Chiropractic and host of the Wellness Hour on 92.5 Fox News for nearly 20 years. And let's face it, many of us are really stressed right now, and that is creating an increase in the number of folks who are dealing with neck pain, headaches, tension across the upper mid-back, anxiety and nervousness. And if you haven't experienced the release of tension that a chiropractic adjustment can produce within your nervous system, go to thrivenaples.com. That's Thrive, Thrive, Naples.com for a special offer. That's thrivenaples.com.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career, including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East, would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you and your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Hunker. Wink News. Traffic.
Good morning. Heading out right now through northern Cape Coral. We've got a crash just north of Kismet Parkway on Del Prado Boulevard near Coral Lake Boulevard. Looks like Lee County Sheriff's Office is out there doing traffic control for some possible roadblock in the area. Also in San Carlos Park, a crash along 41 near Constitution Boulevard, seeing delays in both directions on the highway there. Getting off I-75 northbound at exit 111 to Immokalee Road, we've got a crash blocking the right-hand lane on the exit ramp. And out toward Golden Gate Parkway in Collier County, a crash right off of Livingston Road at 70th Street Southwest. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A rinse and repeat forecast for today with additional scattered thunderstorms developing towards this afternoon. Highs pushing to near 89 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. Thunderstorm chances dwindle as we head into this evening. Friday morning, kicking off the day to a few showers and storms close to the coast as temperatures start in the middle 70s, then warm to near 90 for the afternoon, with thunderstorms set to push inland. Heading into the upcoming weekend, we will be looking a little bit drier for Saturday and Sunday, with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
I won't give up the ship.
Talking about what matters.
This country is too great to throw over to communism. I love it.
92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Only New South offers true factory direct windows to you. Only New South has award-winning windows that are made and designed specifically for our Florida weather. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. These are high-performance, energy-efficient windows, and now you can buy 2 windows and get the third absolutely free. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com or call for your factory direct pricing.
Call now, 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Every day in business is a big day. Whatever your day brings, Comcast Business can help you handle it with reliable gig speeds and advanced cybersecurity solutions. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Call for details.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet Store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet Store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet Store.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have 2 choices, Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
I work from home, so my home is also my office. And when I'm working, especially since my office is in the back room, I get all of the daytime sunshine. When I'm sitting in my office, I can tell the heat of the day is coming in because it's coming in through my old windows. So one of the benefits I experience directly, day in and day out, is having cooler temperatures in my room as a result of getting Storm Shield windows. My old windows, the heat came in, the room got hot, my air conditioning continued to work harder, and now we don't have any of that.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldswfl.com.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're here at 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We thank you for watching. If you're watching right now, you caught me snacking on the break. What? You couldn't warn me that we were coming back?
Yeah.
You do this on purpose sometimes, don't you?
It gives the people on YouTube something to watch.
No, I don't want them to watch me snacking during breaks, trying to stay hydrated and keep my sugar level up. And now I've got pumpkin seeds. That's what I'm eating, pumpkin seeds. What's the matter with pumpkin seeds?
I didn't know that was like a staple.
You didn't know pumpkin seeds were a thing?
No, I didn't know you.
Not only are they a thing, these are sprouted. And I don't even know what that means. But they're supposed to be healthier because they're sprouted.
Do they taste like pumpkin?
You ever had a pumpkin seed?
I didn't even know they existed. I didn't know you could eat them. I mean, I knew.
What do you mean?
They existed, of course, because you have to grow pumpkins. But
right. You've never had a pumpkin? Well, come in here and have some. Try it. Well, you're not gonna like it.
Probably not.
It's the only problem with pumpkin seeds, and this is not the way I wanted to start this break, but I'll end it in just a second. Is you have to have 80 of them in order to make a handful. You can't just have one. It's not like an almond where you can have one and be satisfied with that one almond. You got to have a ton of them, and it's just that's the annoying part. So you feel like you're overeating. That's it. That's all I've got. That is that's my pumpkin seed segment on 92.5 Fox News. I know it was compelling, and the good news is that if you go to drewsteele.com, the website, it'll be up there today and even through early tomorrow morning. So if you want to revisit the pumpkin seed segment, you can do that. All right. What stories will we get into coming up? Let's see. Where are we going? I'm not sure if it's a Thursday. Congressman Byron Donalds usually joins us. I'm looking at the phones. I don't see him on yet, so we're kind of waiting to see. Hopefully he'll join us in just a few minutes. Some of the stories that we can touch on. Hey, speaking of food, 5,000 burgers a day. The world's first mega lab-grown meat factory has opened. So get ready for that. It's part of the Great Reset, the World Economic Forum's Great Reset. They want to transform the global food and agriculture industry and diets of humans. And so there we go, a meatless society because they're going to do slaughter-free meat. Now we've got some company that's making 5,000, the equivalent of 5,000 hamburgers a day. You ready for that? And apparently, from what I'm hearing, you will be eating some form of lab-produced meat, whether you like it or not. Not that you will go out and buy it in the store, prepackaged and ready to go for you to cook. But the chances are, don't say it, but the chances are you may buy something that is that has the product in it, as opposed to a regular meat product. You know, like a what are those things that they sell in the break room all the time? That what are those things called? They're wrapped. They put the meat in a wrap and they call it. You know, they heat them up all the time. What are those things called?
Burrito?
No, what they have them in the break room. What is that? It's really popular. The pocket filled with
Hot Pocket.
That's it, a Hot Pocket. Okay. Who's to say that one day that would. By the way, in New York, growing up, a Hot Pocket was a calzone. That's the. You know what a calzone is?
It's way better than a Hot
Well,
Pocket.
of course. Yes.
I don't even know how to eat Hot Pockets because it's always like lava on the inside.
Yeah, that's always what I hear about. But who knows? Maybe that's how it'll end up on your plate. You won't ask for it, but it'll be in there. But that's what they're going for. It's no problem. Don't worry about it. They're just out to save the world. That's all it is. Save the world one Hot Pocket at a time. And nobody asked for it. All right, let's see. What else do we have? 239-479-5592. The latest on, critical race theory and education of our kids. About 2/3 of Americans believe that children should not be taught in school the claim that the U.S. is a structurally racist nation dominated by white supremacy. It's a new poll. A majority of voters say this. A Harvard poll. How about that? Between June 15th and the 17th, 2,000 registered voters. They asked participants whether they, quote, believe that kids in elementary schools should be taught that America is structurally racist and is dominated by white supremacy. 61% of participants answered they should not be taught this. 39% said they should be taught that it's structurally racist. Maybe that's the scary part, is that 40% believe that we should be teaching that. How do you get to that point? Where you could look at this and say, there was an online poll, by the way, The Economist and a YouGov poll that asked participants if it's a good idea what critical race theory is. If they had a good idea of what it is, 54% said, yeah, they're pretty convinced that they know what it is. And those who said they knew about critical race theory would then ask, well, whether you have a favorable or unfavorable opinion of it. And of the participants, 58% said they at least have a, quote, somewhat unfavorable view. 38% said they are in favor of the Marxism-rooted ideology, which deems the foundations of the American system to be inherently and irredeemably racist. I'm not convinced that they know exactly what it is. I'm sorry. They may say they think they know what it is, but I'm not really sure. But you have a lot of people who don't want us teaching that America is structurally racist, so almost, 60%. But when you've got 39% of people in a poll saying that they're okay with it being taught, we might need a little more education on what it is and isn't, and why it's important that we keep it out of schools. But certainly the majority are seeing what you and I are seeing. So that's good. All right, what else do we have here? This is, there's the way justice works in this country. Some are worried about it, how some are treated differently than others. Did you know that a Black Lives Matter rioter smashed a car window in a 1-year-old's face? This was during the height of the riots in Fredericksburg during the George Floyd riots. This happened in Fredericksburg. They have it on video. A Black Lives Matter mob surrounding a vehicle before this individual smashed the glass, shattered all over the child in the back seat. And the video showing that he deliberately targeted the toddler in the back seat. Yeah, they're avoiding a prison. The lawyer argued that it was, quote, a very emotional time for the culprit. And they got a 90-day suspended sentence. 90 days suspended sentence. And listen, it was emotional time all the way around. That's what the lawyer was arguing. And the judge agreed. Vast majority of citations and charges against George Floyd protesters were ultimately dropped, dismissed, or otherwise not filed. NYPD data shows that out of 118 arrests that were made in the Bronx in June 2020, 73 were dismissed. 18 cases remain open, and there are 19 convictions for lesser crimes like trespassing, which carry no jail time. Hey, how are the arrests with the Capitol protesters? How's that going right now? Because people are looking at one and then the other and saying, how does this work? How is it that we have this one individual who was targeting a 1-year-old in the back seat of a vehicle, gets 90 days, avoids jail time, and a 90-day suspended sentence. And yet we have grandmothers, multiple grandmas, being arrested. And Julie Kelly, the great Julie Kelly, American Greatness, has been bringing this up, talking about this, and not only the hypocrisy, but also the details of what has been happening with the January 6th, quote-unquote, insurrection. And she asked a question this week. Did cops attack and provoke peaceful protesters on January 6th? A question that people are asking. It's just a question. The American people deserve the truth about an attack on our democracy. You know how the House has decided that they are going to put together a select committee because they're going to investigate. They want transparency. They want to know more about it. They want to know exactly what happened. And so they voted to approve a January 6th select committee with only 2 Republicans voting yes. But they got 2 because they want transparency. We want to know what happened, and we don't ever want it to happen again. If American people deserve the truth about an attack on our democracy, then they deserve the truth about the way law enforcement handled the crowd on January 6th. Release the tapes, she says. It's true, right? I mean, that's what we want, transparency. Joe Biden's Justice Department is using every legal maneuver at its disposal to keep under wraps more than 14,000 hours of surveillance footage captured by the U.S. Capitol Police security system on January 6th. Why? Prosecutors insist the recordings are highly sensitive material. The USCP's general counsel warns that releasing the videos would provoke another attack. But the trove of footage held isn't the only video used as incriminating evidence in court proceedings, particularly hearings where prosecutors argue that a January 6th defendant should remain behind bars awaiting trial. Justice Department also has footage recorded by body cameras worn by D.C. Metropolitan Police officers. According to the USCP's general counsel, Capitol Police officers don't wear body cams. Interesting. Federal prosecutors routinely petition the court for pretrial detention of January 6 defendants. Judges have concurred in dozens of cases. Proof that the accused is a danger to society largely rests on cherry-picked video clips created by the government from video footage exclusively held by the government. She goes on to talk about the chief judge of the D.C. District Court handling this and the way they set up journalists to access the video on a case-by-case basis, kind of showing them and giving them what they want, but not giving them the whole story. As a matter of fact, speaking of the whole story, and this is important, again, as she has been watching this, this is important because when you have those who are making the broad brush statement that January 6th was exactly what the media says it was, exactly what Nancy Pelosi says it was, exactly what this committee is going to say this is, because, of course, they're going to try to drag it out and drag it out and Trump and drag it out and drag it out DeSantis, drag it out and drag it out. You know where they're going with this. The questions still remain about specifics. Like Thomas Webster, a decorated Marine and ex-NYPD officer, no criminal record, arrested in February, charged with 7 counts, including assaulting the officer with a flagpole that was attached to his U.S. Marine Corps flag. He didn't hit the officer with the pole. He's been behind bars ever since. So what provoked Webster's physical exchange with another cop? In the clip that was shown, Webster screams at officers from both Capitol Police and Metro Police who were fortified behind a row of bike racks. And he's confronting, using language that I can't repeat, and saying, why do you want to attack Americans? What are you doing? Why are you attacking us? Had the government decided to include video of the situation several minutes before Webster's meltdown, it would have shown, according to court filings, police officers attacking and provoking protesters outside the Capitol who were doing nothing wrong. part of body cam footage that wasn't released is there. The Justice Department disputes Webster's account of everything, but he made the same accusation under oath during a February court hearing. He said that the officers were encouraging him to jump over the barrier, like waving me on with his hand. And then Webster told agents that the officer landed a big sucker punch on him. Why would he lie? And the fact is, as Julie Kelly is describing, he didn't lie. One of the most underreported aspects of January 6th is how law enforcement attacked Americans doing nothing wrong, covering up the fact that police officers, including federal officers, incited violence on January 6th is very likely a key reason why the government refuses to release security footage. Hey, listen, is it true? Is it true, or if it's not? Then release the video. Let's see. If she's wrong, the best way to embarrass Julie Kelly, make her look bad, make everybody who has questions about January 6th looks bad is to be transparent. I'm assuming that the House committee, the select committee that Nancy Pelosi's putting together is going to do this, that. They're going to show the tapes. They're going to have everything out there because they want transparency and they want to get to the bottom of it. That's not what's going to happen. A lot of questions. And just know that with this select committee, the game is on to get subpoenas, bring people in front of these committees, to make spectacles out of what has happened, and go after certain individuals and certain individuals who might want to run to be president, and trying to connect the dots to make everybody look bad and kind of force this narrative and continue to do this through 22 right up into 24. I'm just telling you so you know the game, and once you know the game is out there, then you can beat the game. All right, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. And a reminder, tomorrow you can watch this program live if you would like. Not at drewsteele.com. I mean, you could do that as well. But we'll be live at Oaks Farm Seed the Table for our first Friday event, 6 to 9 a.m. You can be there early because they open up an hour early at 6 a.m. so you can get there bright and early. Bring the kids, bring the family. Come hang out with us. Grab breakfast, grab a cup of coffee. Maybe you're on your way for your Independence Day holiday vacation celebration, wherever you're going, and you've got the car all packed up, and just bring it by. The Roadster with the rumble seat in the back. You know what a rumble seat is, Jake?
Seat that rumble.
Yeah. No, look it up. Look up rumble seat. It's the way it used to be. The good old days. All right, let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. Keeping an eye on a crash blocking part of the northbound exit ramp off 75 north to Immokalee Road. That's exit 111 northbound with a right lane blocked off for that crash still. Heading out through Lee County, we have a crash over at South Tamiami Trail and Andrea Lane. Another at Island Park Road and 41, and one at Constitution Boulevard and 41. So watch out for some delays through that stretch of Lee County. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Look for another rinse and repeat forecast for today, with more scattered storms with heavy rain and lightning towards this afternoon, and a high of 89 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. Temperatures cool into the middle 70s. Kick off your Friday morning with a high of 90 by the afternoon. A few showers and storms possible across the coast and pushing inland later in the day. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hurricane season is here, and there's a lot we need to do to prepare our homes. It's important not to forget about electrical safety. From generators to surge protectors, Mr. Sparky is here for you before, during, and after the storm to provide the best in electrical care. Give us a call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Back or neck pain is not just unpleasant, it can be debilitating, preventing you from performing your daily routine and even confining you to bed. In decades past, patients suffering from spinal issues were often just given pain medication, spinal injections, and, when they did not heal, often underwent spinal surgery. Luckily, there is now another option, non-surgical spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we use an advanced technology to apply a completely safe unloading force to relieve nerve compression associated with bulging herniated discs, sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, neuropathy. This award-winning approach, safe for any age, has gained international praise from physicians for its success. Complete pain relief is achievable. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
You've been lied to. Lied to by corrupt Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine. Hi, I'm Inc. magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen, and I want to give you a free copy of my brand new book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street, because we all know another market crash could be right around the corner. After losing 35% in my IRA in the crash years ago, I said enough, and since then I discovered a way to grow money potentially double digits, reduce taxes dramatically, and also have my money protected when the next stock market crash hits. When the next market crash hits, you lose nothing. Call Wealth Beyond Wall Street now to get your free copy and talk with a specialist to discover this little-known strategy to get potential double-digit growth during good years and never lose when the next stock market crash hits, all while building a tax-advantaged retirement. Call 1-800-346-9797 to discover this asset that people like Walt Disney and JCPenney use to grow wealthy. Plus, get one of just 97 free books left. We even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call 1-800-346-9797. That's 1-800-346-9797, 1-800-346-9797.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's. Did you see it? Did you look at a rumble seat? Did you check out the vehicle?
Yeah, the mother-in-law seat. I saw it.
So what kind of vehicle did you see? Was it a couple of weeks ago? A couple of weeks ago, I went to Punta Gorda downtown, over by the docks. You know, the water. They've got the fishing pier out there, and it's beautiful. Punta Gorda is really cool. I love it there.
It's a gem.
It is. It's a hidden. As my mother would say, this place is a hidden gem. It's beautiful. It's got everything. The fish is so moist. So there was a guy with a wagon from the 70s, or 60s. I don't even know but it had the rumble seat in the back, and my son was like, "There's a seat in the back. It's facing out towards the." That must have been awesome. I would love to drive in that. Yeah, that's what we had.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes, Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com. to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
Are you looking to have built or repaired a shingle, metal, or tile roof?
Do you want to hire a company where the owner personally inspects your job and every job? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers Roofing. If the answer is yes, 844-WB-BUILT. WB Williamson Brothers Roofing represents the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a quote for the construction or repair of a shingle, metal, or tile roof, call me, Jimmy, 844-WB-BUILT. Or visit us at 2944 South Street in Fort Myers. Williamson Brothers Roofing also specializes in standing seam metal roofs and commercial flat roofs. Satisfied clients include Florida Gulf Coast University and Pensacola State College. Call Williamson Brothers Roofing at 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Biden's on his way to Florida to meet with people dealing with or affected by a condo building collapse. 18 deaths are confirmed with 145 people unaccounted for.
He's expected to meet with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Surfside Mayor Charles Burkett, and Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava. And then he will meet with family members of people either still missing or confirmed to have been killed when the Champlain condo South Tower fell a week ago today.
Fox's Evan Brown in Surfside, Florida. The Trump Organization Chief Financial Officer Alan Weisselberg has turned himself in New York facing financial crimes charges. And at least 17 people are hurt in Los Angeles. A police bomb disposal truck blew up as officers detonated confiscated fireworks.
This explosion not only destroyed the bomb squad's truck, it destroyed all those cars around it with such a force that one car even flipped over. LAPD has responded, saying that they really don't know what happened and that it's still under investigation.
Fox 11 LA's Jessica O. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Keeping an eye on a crash blocking part of the northbound exit ramp off 75 north to Immokalee Road. That's exit 111 northbound with a right lane blocked off for that crash still. Heading out through Lee County, we have a crash over at South Tamiami Trail and Andrea Lane, another at Island Park Road and 41, and one at Constitution Boulevard and 41. So watch out for some delays through that stretch of Lee County. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A rinse and repeat forecast for today with additional scattered thunderstorms developing towards this afternoon. Highs pushing to near 89 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. Thunderstorm chances dwindle as we head into this evening. Friday morning, kicking off the day to a few showers and storms close to the coast as temperatures start in the middle 70s, then warm to near 90 for the afternoon, with thunderstorms set to push inland. Heading into the upcoming weekend, we will be looking a little bit drier for Saturday and Sunday, with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that the easiest way for germs to get into your body is the nose. We all know how to wash our hands, but how do you clean your nose? For over 2 million Americans, the answer is Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs that cause congestion, colds, and flu, so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Better yet, Navage is all natural and drug-free. That's why one of America's top respiratory hospitals recommends nasal irrigation to stay healthy, explaining that bacteria and viruses thrive in warm and moist environments, and that you can wash away those germs so they don't make your nose their home. Experience Navage at zero risk. Go to Navage.com, buy Navage, and use it for a month. If you're not delighted, return it for a full refund. There's nothing to lose and a lifetime of better breathing to gain. Also available at Target, Walgreens, CVS, Bed Bath, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Buy 2 windows, get a third free. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Hey guys, there is some important news that all men should take very seriously. Your prostate health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills that just don't work? Sound familiar? If you are one of the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts, there is some great news. Prostagenics is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in the world. #1, because it works. So why not try some Prostagenics, and your prostate troubles will be a thing of the past. You'll get a great night's sleep and stop waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. To get your free bottle of Prostagenics, call now, 800-600-2020. That's 1-800-600-2020. Take advantage of our 90-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-600-2020. Do it now.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching the program. A reminder, tomorrow we will be live, this program, at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road, 6 to 9 a.m. We'll be there, and if you've never been to Oaks Farm Seed to Table, it is like it's incredible. You can't describe it. You show up, you see. Have you been there yet? You've not been there yet. Tomorrow, the first day, you will finally be. We don't know. You may even see Jake the Millennial tomorrow.
There's like a 75% chance.
Whoa!
It's pretty good, though.
75 is good. All right. It's much more than I thought it was. That's more than it was this morning. So things are.
Well, no, it was like 75 this morning, but you know.
Oh, all right. It was 75 this morning, but you presented yourself to me about coming to Oaks Farm Seed to Table tomorrow morning, almost like a 25%. It was, or was it just because you were 25% coherent this morning?
More like 15%, but yeah.
Yeah, all right. We're working on it. 6 to 9, they open an hour early. Grab a cup of coffee. Hang out with us. We'd love to see you. All right, time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. It's 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
Trump, will you apologize about January 6th?
Hey, Jimmy Acosta was there along the border yesterday, the president there at the Texas-Mexico border, and he wanted to see things for himself. And there's Jimmy Acosta saying, hey, you're going to apologize for January 6th? And he didn't have to say anything. He just kind of pointed in the crowd. The crowd did the rest for him. Jimmy Acosta sighting at the border, and that's Kenny. Well, there's a whole like, can he stay down there kind of thing I was thinking about. But it's they got ratings to destroy there at CNN. He needs to go back.
Number 4.
I don't think there's any evidence of that. I mean, what we want, Martha, is we want the truth about what happened, so that we know if it has implications for other properties in Florida, and if there needs to be anything to remedy it on the state level or local level. But what we're not going to do is use this to try to advance any pre-existing agenda. There's no agenda here.
That's right. There's no agenda. The governor answering the question yesterday with Martha McCallum on Fox News, the outrageous statement made by Energy Secretary Granholm, the suggestion that, the Surfside collapse could have been caused by climate change. She doesn't dismiss this, and the governor's like, we're not doing that. We're not going on some kind of agenda that you have. We want to get to the truth. We want the facts. We want to know what happens. We're all coming together, everybody coming together to try to figure this out, to see that it never happens again. Climate change, really? Is that what we're doing now?
Number 3. The Save Women's Sports Act is a fairness issue for women to be able to achieve their dreams in athletics in our state. And it's crucial to preserving women's rights and the integrity of women's and girls' sports. Across our country, female athletes are currently losing scholarships, opportunities, medals, education, and training opportunities. This amendment will require schools that are part of the OHSAA to designate separate teams for participants of the biological sex. No school...
I can't do it. I got to stop. If you're wondering what that sound is, that is a young female Ohio GOP legislator who presented an amendment to an Ohio bill called Save Women's Sports Act because she wanted to protect biological female athletes from being forced to compete against biological males. And the Democrats reacted to this speech on the floor there of the GOP legislature by slamming their hands on the desks and screaming like a bunch of maniacs. This is what you do, Democrats. This is what they do. If they don't get what they want, they scream like a bunch of petulant little children and pounding on the desk. Is that what you do? What progress do you think is being made? What help are you? Well, you're not helping anything. We know that.
Number 2.
You mentioned at the last briefing that you think Republicans wanted to defund the police because they did not support the American Rescue Plan. Which Republican ever said that they did not like the American Rescue Plan because they wanted to defund the police?
Well, first, let me just note that the president ran and won the most votes of any candidate in history on a platform of boosting funding for law enforcement.
Which president? What election? What year? What? So when asked by Peter Doocy, hey, can you name the Republican that was talking about defunding the police? They didn't want to do that. They wanted to fund the police. They certainly don't back police and everything like that. That's what you're claiming. Hey, can you tell me about the one single solitary Republican that talked about that? Can you give me one name? And of course she can't, but she says that Biden was voted into office because of his stance and his pro-police and funding police. It's absurd on its face. But, if you push that narrative enough, you got Democrats that say, yeah, lies are truth.
Number 1.
2 more months, everything would have been completed. And they said, just like with the Keystone Pipeline, they're not going to do it. 48,000 jobs out the window. And an environmental pipeline, much better than other forms of transportation for the product. So when you look at what's happening, and inflation is going to be the killer of them all, because inflation is going to destroy our country. The border is going to destroy our country. You know what else is going to destroy our country? Bad elections, phony elections, going to destroy our country. That's going to destroy our country.
That was the former President Donald Trump last night on Hannity's program at the border and talking about the concerns that he says, jobs, the Keystone Pipeline, and what's going on there. And, of course, with the border, and he's concerned about that, and inflation concerns, and did he mention elections? Hey, is he allowed to do that?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Oh, that's outrageous! You can't talk about elections. It's almost like he's trying to make it sound like there's election integrity issues that happened during the 2020 election that he wants to find out more about. And you never hear about any election integrity issues going on right now with Democrats. Like, they are as clear and clean as the wind-driven snow. I mean, it's a
breaking news.
A bombshell. Oh, that's just in. No, they're not. It's so funny that, it's an important point about the election, and that you still have to ask about it. You still have questions about 2020. There's still audits that are being done, results that we're still going to hear about that need to be done. I mean, we want transparency. We want to know everything. I mean, the best way to have everybody shut up about issues like election integrity and January 6th, is to be completely transparent, show everything. Let's see it all. Let's let it all run through and see what happens specifically there. And the talk of election integrity. And then you look at New York, and it's like, what a mess. And in New York, the mayor's race plunges into chaos. 130,000 test run votes lead to unprecedented discrepancy. It is just an absolute mess. A one-party system in the state, and they're in the city, and they can't even get it right. And they are a complete mess. And the way it was flipped around and using the election system that they used, this new election system that they're trying out, and where you have now the issue of ballots being counted that were test ballots that all of a sudden showed up, which is interesting because the number one candidate who looked like they were going to win the race handily, Eric Adams, former police chief, and someone who's tough on crime, all of a sudden is like the one who is being questioned about election results because now that person may not be there, and the person that will be possibly the next mayor of the city, maybe not as tough on crime. It's almost like that narrative is a real bad one for the Democrats. You know, I thought Eric Adams was supposed to be the new Democrat Party. You know, it's all that you love about the lefties, except tough on crime. And now the far left that runs the city of New York is like, we're not having that. It's pretty interesting. By the way, I wanted to talk. I guess tomorrow I'll bring up what Tucker Carlson said about a very, very important topic. Yeah, I don't have enough time this morning, and I'll talk about it tomorrow because it's something that I talked about. You know, why BlackRock, an investment firm, was buying up all of these homes, neighborhoods, full neighborhoods. They would build the homes in Texas, for example, these communities, maybe 100, 110 homes, and they buy all of them. All of these homes being bought by these companies. And is this a plan in helping to destroy American suburbs? And what Joe Biden wants to do, and the fact that it's in the reconciliation infrastructure package that Republicans are working on as well. And is there something in there that could destroy the suburbs? And we're supposed to sign off on it. Again, going back to something that Jen Psaki was talking about, and I want to play this because it has to do with this very topic. When Peter Doocy was asking about the defunding the police and can you give me the Republican, the names of the Republicans, I want you to listen to this whole thing. It's 40 seconds long, but if you listen to the whole thing, it'll make sense in terms of what is in this infrastructure bill, how slick this is, and also how they want to destroy the country. Now watch.
You mentioned at the last briefing that you think Republicans wanted to defund the police because they did not support the American Rescue Plan. Which Republican ever said that they did not like the American Rescue Plan because they wanted to defund the police?
Well, first, let me just note that the president ran and won the most votes of any candidate in history on a platform of boosting funding for law enforcement after Republicans spent decades trying to cut the cops program. There's record of that. That doesn't require anyone having new comments, and then also stood in the way of crucial funding needed to prevent the laying off of police officers as crimes increased. That's a simple statement of fact.
That's a simple statement of fact, but is it really? Is it exactly how she describes it? I mean, is it possible that in infrastructure bills, in American Rescue Plans, in CARES Acts and the like, that there are things that in the spur of the moment, in the heat of the moment, in the discussions that are going on about trillions and trillions of dollars that you look at, like an infrastructure bill where even the former president says, hey, look, we should work on infrastructure, and the Republicans can be on board with this. And then in the middle of the night, in the very, very fine print, you know, the tiny little fine print that you have in that you see in movies, like, what was it, the Santa Claus, or the Santa Claus 2, where you got that little tiny little print about he's got to be married, right? That kind of thing. And you got a magnifying upon a magnifying. It's like, oh, there it is. Okay, I got a problem here. That in there would be something that would have to do with funding police departments where they know they're not going to sign off on a particular bill. And then when you don't sign off on the bill, well, then you don't talk about the large S of the bill. You talk about the little tiny little print where the Republicans are evil because now they signed off on it because the Democrats put it in there knowing that they were going to sign off or not sign off on it. Do you see how the dirty politics that are played? and the frustration of many how long that's been going on. So again, it's not really the truth. It's not even the facts.
We choose truth over facts.
He doesn't know either. So it's that being slick that people get annoyed at. So again, that goes into something that we're going to talk about tomorrow. And what Tucker Carlson brought up about the Homes Act that's in the reconciliation package, which intends to put the federal government in charge of local zoning laws to change local demographics impacting the already purple voting districts, where you have districts outside of major cities where it's always blue, where you go out to the suburbs where it's purple. And how do you change the demographics, the voting demographics? This is not about anything that has to do with anything more than power. It's all about power. It's not about anything else. It's not about fairness. It's not about anything. It's about power. And with this Homes Act, it federalizes zoning laws to say, listen, you don't have enough apartment buildings. Got to have them in certain residential areas. Minimum lot size for single-family homes. And if you don't do it, then we're going to cut off funding. And that's a problem. That destroys the middle class. It destroys the suburbs. It destroys areas, not because they're trying to figure out a way to make things equitable or being fair or anything. No, it's about power. It's about taking what cities, what Democrats have done in cities, blue cities, and making that the suburbs, is bringing those voters to the suburbs. It's not about caring or anything. It's a radical plan to destroy the suburbs, to have power for the Democrat Party. And Republicans are doing what? Are you fighting for this? To get this passed? Now, hopefully that Tucker brought this up, and this is something we'll talk more tomorrow in detail, that the people know that they'll call out to their the legislators and say, no. This is not what we want. This is not the same thing as the former president saying we would like to see more when it comes to infrastructure and an infrastructure bill that would pass to fix roads and bridges specifically just for that. We can't even focus on that because there always has to be something that's added to it that gums up the works. All right, 239-479-5592. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow at Oaks Farm Seed to Table, leading right into Independence Day weekend as we celebrate, and we're going to have a great time. And look, bring the family, bring your friends. Come by, hang out with us. 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour early. If you've never been to Oaks Farm Seed to Table, you're going to be shocked and amazed, and you will go back time and time again. It really is something that is special. So we'll see you tomorrow, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road. All right, let's find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up for today with Wink News meteorologist Casey Sherman.